I love digital twin. It's made my life so much easier.
What interesting use cases can you share about this?
You just need to get your hands dirty, try it out, and nothing can really replace that at the end of the day.
It's like your personal Dracula when you have all your database and you can live forever.
Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes to your point with AI, the input is really, really important to actually have a really good, solid output.
It's good, but not so good to push it online.
AI is really only as good as the person using it.
Yeah, testing is like a regular marketing secret. So when the guys...
Exactly. The value of AI video, not necessarily just for time saving and scale, but really for engagement as well at the end of the day.
Hi guys, my name is Anton Voroniuk and I'm happy to have you in GenAI Revolution podcast. Today we have a special guest. Honestly, if we talk about the AI tools, not all of them makes me to feel that there is some magic. And HeyGen was one of my magic tools. I love to speak, I love to teach, but I always was really upset with recordings. And when you need to record a lot of courses, a lot of videos, you want to clone yourself. And today we have the guest who is the part of a great team that helps people, founders, marketers clone themselves, make their own AI avatar and make it on one of the best quality levels. So I want to present you to Xiao. Hi, Holly. Holly is managing marketing team of HeyGen, and we will talk about how AI avatars are game-changing the whole marketing market. Holly, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing, Anton?
I'm really good. I'm really excited to have you today. Can you tell us about HeyGen in digits, in metrics? What is HeyGen today?
Yeah, so HeyGen is an AI video generation platform, and it really helps to enable knowledge-based creators and businesses create, personalize, and also localize their videos without the traditional production bottlenecks. And so today, we just hit 100 million ARR in October. And
congratulations.
Thank you. And we're growing really, really fast. So it's been a very exciting ride at HeyGen so far, and we're really looking forward to the next chapter.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about toolkits? 1 year ago, we were the first one who brought Udemy course about HeyGen to the platform. And at that moment, you was focused more about AI avatars. Right now, you are going deep in AI video agent business. You are creating interactive avatars, which is like video support agent, or anyway, how you can use it, how you can characterize the tools, that use cases, and how marketers can get benefit from this.
Yeah, I would say with HeyGen specifically, we are really meant for what we call communication videos. And so these are videos like executive communications, social videos, training courses, which are the ones that you create. And really anything that has a talking head or traditionally a talking head video is something that you can create with HeyGen to really, really realistic quality. So I would say that is really the core use case that a lot of our users use HeyGen for.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about AI avatars and how do they revolutionize and market it. You see a lot of different use cases, which are the most popular in marketing.
Yeah, I would say in marketing, like I said, with communication videos, it's really around, executive communications, right? So it's like having the different execs, like your CEO, record the videos and kind of just walking through whether it's saying hi to customers, whether it's saying hi to the internal team. So that's one of the core use cases. We also have training as another core use case. So anything around internal enablement, external partner enablement, anything around the training and learning piece. A lot of companies use HeyGen for that as well. And I'll probably say the third one is actually social media videos. And I think the power of HeyGen and the power of AI to help you create social videos is that you can create these videos extremely fast, right?
Yep.
And so you can test a lot of these videos to see what's going to be the most effective in the market. So a lot of people also use us for social as well.
Yeah, another your powerful feature is translation. You have 175 languages, as I remember. Yeah,
we do.
And the question about readiness. So when you start talking like in popular pairs like English, Spanish, all good. When you go and switch, for example, to my Ukrainian, it's harder. How you can characterize your existing quality of translation? What are the most popular maybe language pairs you have? And what interesting use cases can you share about this?
Yeah, that's a loaded question. But I would say in terms of localization, we have, to your point, 175 languages. And obviously, you know, the quality of all the different languages is not all consistent and it's not all going to be 100%. And so it really depends on the language that you're trying to use HeyGen for, or even the dialect, right? Because Spanish, it can have a lot of different types of Spanish.
Portuguese, the same, yeah.
Exactly. And so in terms of the different kind of how people use it, I think the quality of the AI is to the point where it has that human-like quality to it. And it's comprehensible in terms of a native speaker like Chinese. Like I can listen to it and I can understand and it sounds natural to me. But there are these edge cases, right? Like euphemisms or brand specific terms that don't get translated between language. Yeah,
but you have a library for this, so you can create.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's really why from a product perspective, we've created this brand kit to help you have these brand vocabularies that you for sure are always locked in. So HeyGen is always pronounced HeyGen in any language and dialect. Yeah. And so that is one of the I guess, control mechanisms of that HeyGen allows you to have. And the second layer of control, quality control, I would say, is actually around having a human proofread the translations. So a lot of our enterprise companies actually have humans proofread every single language just to allow that level of control and quality. So it really depends on the quality that you want. But for some companies who want, 100% accuracy, they want true quality, that's really when they bring in that human layer, which we think is super important in this age of AI.
Yeah, definitely. Human in the loop. It's something that we are talking during this podcast on the regular basis.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about another amazing feature about the interactive avatar. I've played a lot with it and I still have this, like I love to say, the last kilometer in delivery when it's good, but not so good to push it online. But I have watched the videos of your founder, HeyGen's founder, and he's doing like pretty easy. And it's a really amazing option to get your video support agent, to use it as sales manager, etc. What are the most popular use cases of using interactive avatars? And maybe you can explain to our audience what is interactive avatars, because not all of them are HeyGen users, but definitely they can be.
Yeah, absolutely. So interactive avatars, we actually recently rebranded it to be called live avatars. So it's a whole separate brand now, but it's essentially a 24/7 real-time agent and avatar that can communicate with you in a lot of different ways. In terms of use cases, to be quite honest, there's so many use cases for interactive avatars. And it's funny because I think with AI, you create this product with certain use cases in mind, but then when people actually go and take it, you just discover so many long tail use cases that you never even thought of. But I would say with interactive avatars or live avatars specifically, it's really like a lot of schools use us. A lot of like learning and development folks use us for just like role playing type of situations. HR also uses us for the role playing as well. But the other ones are kind of, for marketing and sales, where instead of having to type something to an agent or to a chat, you can actually speak to somebody. And I think the beauty of live avatar is that you can train the knowledge base however you want it to kind of communicate and talk, and you can continuously train it. You can integrate it with like one of your existing tools to just continue that data information and kind of that flow of conversation. And so it's a really magical thing when I can basically talk to an avatar in the safety of my own space and not feel like I might get judged for something. And that's also why a lot of doctors and health systems use us to actually help diagnose, because people are more likely to share their symptoms to an AI avatar versus like a real person, which is really interesting if you think about it. And Reid Hoffman actually created his own AI digital twin for interactive avatars. And he actually sends his Reid AI to team meetings when he can't be there, because it's trained on 20 years of his books, his presentations, like his mind. So it's trained to think and act like him in some ways.
It's really exciting case.
Yeah. And so his team basically just has Reid AI in the conversations with them. If they have any questions, they'll be like, hey, Reid, what do you think of this? And he'll share his opinions based on the 20 years of knowledge that went into building his program.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love to say that it's like your personal Dracula when you have all your database and you can live forever.
Exactly.
You can live forever as AI avatar, and this is amazing stuff. Let's talk a little bit about your it's always hard to say new feature or not new feature, because updates in AI is pushing really hard. Let's talk about agent. So everyone is calling agent different things.
They all mean different things.
Yeah. It's the stuff. What are you calling as agent? What are these features about, and what results you can get from the agent? I honestly loved it. I played with it and I loved it. But can you give more details for the audience?
Yeah, so the way that we see Video Agent is it's really a creative operating system for any user. And so in HeyGen today, there are really 3 ways to create videos. So the first way is through a script, which is a traditional way that HeyGen has always been known for. The second way is to update PDFs or decks directly to create the videos. And Agent is this new way, which is like prompt to video. So instead of having to type in a whole script, you can actually just prompt Agent to say, hey, I need a 5-minute video to train people on the history of chocolate.
Okay. And
basically you can upload any like images or any files that you want to use as part of the video, and we will essentially create that video for you. And from there, we fundamentally believe that it's really important to give people control over the video. And so from that, we generate the video, but you can actually go in and edit the video or tweak the video to however you see fit, so that it's not just, good enough of a video, but it's really the polished video that you imagined it would be. So that's kind of where we're taking Agent to be this creative operating system for any user, and you don't have to be a professional producer.
Yeah, if you talk about API, you are given a lot of opportunities inside API. I really love it. What are the most popular marketing use cases? So do you have some guys who are pushing like millions of videos, or what maybe you have from community use cases of using HeyGen API on the marketing tasks?
Yeah, we have a lot of different use cases for API. And I would say generally, with HeyGen, you have your API key. So it's pretty easy to set up. And we have really great guides and manuals to help people get set up. One of my favorite, just because I come from the Drift world with like automation and personalized videos, one of my favorite integrations is actually with HubSpot. Yep. And so with HubSpot, we can actually send out personalized videos at scale. And you can kind of think of it as like personalized emails where it's like, hi, name, I see you work at company. But instead of email format, it actually sends it out in a video format. Yeah. So you can really scale that personalization, which we all know is something that's very necessary in this digital world.
When you need to make like happy birthday or Merry Christmas to 10,000 clients, it's definitely will work.
Yeah. And like we live in a video first world, and I think we all know that, but it's really hard to scale the video program or content like we do with emails today. And I think that's really the beauty of HeyGen, to allow you and to enable you to scale content production through video with these integrations. So the HubSpot integration specifically sends out emails, personalized emails or videos, I should say, based on certain triggers that you have in your CRM. So it's really, really neat. And a lot of marketers love it because then they can control the message, but then the message and the video is actually coming from the sales rep, right? Yep. So it's kind of a win-win for both teams.
Yeah, if you talk about HeyGen, I was always excited about this lean team. How many employees do you have right now? 100?
We're around 120.
120, 100 million ARR, so pretty lean. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you talk about these AI first principles of the building the team, how do you educate the team to be AI first? How do you use AI first personally? What AI principles and how AI changed your principles inside your marketing team?
Oh man. I mean, I think with AI, it's like we just try a lot of different things, right? So we just, every time we hear about a new tool, we kind of test different parts of the new tools. So like with VO3, with Sora, like we're always playing around with those, as well as ChatGPT. I would say ChatGPT and Gemini are really fundamental to how our team operates. And it's not just about like writing emails or writing copy. It's really more of like a thought partner. And for me personally, I like to test different things. And so I will have one prompt and I'll submit it on ChatGPT. I'll do the same thing on Gemini and kind of see like which one I like better.
You swap for this or you go to different interfaces.
Exactly. Yeah. And like just recently when somebody on my team actually did some vibe coding to actually crawl our website to make sure it's like on brand in terms of our guidelines. So I think we're really trying a lot of different things. And the beauty of working at HeyGen, an AI company, and working for somebody like Joshua is he's very open to our team using and testing out AI because we just don't know what we don't know yet. And technology just keeps getting better day by day, week by week. And so like, even if something didn't work well last week, they could have shipped something yesterday or today that just made it infinitely better. So I think for us, it's really about how do we try new things, test things that we didn't know we could do. And that includes using Gamma actually to create some of our decks and presentations.
Yeah, definitely. It's really amazing. What are your favorite AI tools? What AI tools are you using daily? Like top 5 to 10, let's create a collection. Yeah,
I mean, I'm pretty basic right now, I will say, in terms of AI, but like definitely ChatGPT, Gemini, Gamma is a big one for us. Gong, it's not like a natively AI solution, but I would say Gong's AI technology is amazing because it records all the sales calls, and basically I can just have like a chat with the Gong interface to kind of understand like what are the objections and kind of how the different people are exploring or questions that they're asking the sales team. And so off the top of my head, I think those are truly the tools that I use on a daily basis.
Yeah. If you talk about each marketer loves his tool and try to use, so what are your favorite HeyGen features that you use regularly?
Oh my gosh, digital twin. I love digital twin. It's made my life so much easier. And we also use, Joshua's digital twin on a lot of content. But I'll tell you an example. So earlier this year, we had our first keynote at the company, and we, spent a lot of money and a lot of time to actually produce the entire keynote and actually film Joshua in a studio. But maybe like a few days before the actual keynote, we had to change something, right? Because the product changed, or like we had to change certain numbers and kind of keywords. And so we had to recreate part or probably his entire keynote because we wanted to, one, showcase HeyGen and what we could do with it, but also two, it just made my life easier because I could just type in the script, change the script, generate the video, and we had a really realistic looking video that we could use during the HeyGen keynote. And it's really funny because for all of our webinars and all of our content, people will be like, oh, is this person real? Is this person fake? And we did film our product managers live, but people are like, oh, this is definitely fake. Leo is definitely not a real person. So it's really interesting just to see like everybody's opinions on kind of what's real, what's not.
Yeah, it's really amazing. If we talk about my experience, I've played with HeyGen a lot, and maybe I've tried 20 different samples before I've got something that I really loved. The one that I use right now regularly is recorded here in this studio, like good cameras, good sound, everything okay. The guys who are my students, I often hear the feedback that still is not too realistic. I understand that in this case, working the principle garbage in, garbage out, when you try to give like trembling head that is filming the video and you try to push it like a sample, it's always a bad story. You have all these recommendations in your instructions, but can you give the best practices for the guys who are start using HeyGen to create their own AI avatar? What to do, what not to do to get the perfect AI avatar? For example, we've just talked that it's bad to make like this and to knock this microphone. This like very expressive gesticulation, like for me, it's bad for AI avatar at the moment. But what other recommendations?
Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes to like to your point with AI, like the input is really, really important to actually have a really good, solid output. And so when it comes to creating avatars and digital twins, we have very clear instructions that people should follow. But what's important is like you have good lighting. You have very natural expressions and movements. And of course, you want to be able to hear yourself pretty like realistically, and it sounds like you. So the audio quality should be good as well. So those are just very basic things. But honestly, my biggest advice to people is to create more than one input video, right? Because a lot of times it's true that, we just need a 2-minute footage of yourself, but sometimes you just don't know what works and what doesn't. And with like machine learning and everything. So for me personally, I actually just created 5 to 7 different versions, also in different outfits too, because then you can use it later on. So you don't just show up in one single outfit and kind of just see what works best. But I think with AI, it's one of those things that you just have to test a little bit. And it's not something that like is going to be perfect exactly the way you want it, especially if you just have 1 2-minute video. I think a lot of times people are like, oh, well, I put my 2-minute video in and it looks weird. Like my hand movement's a little bit weird. But it's interesting because other customers are like, oh, it's so great because it caught my little like weird eyebrow movement. And I love that because it's my quirk.
Yeah.
So it's just really interesting of like the two different, opinions on the same process. But my biggest recommendation is don't give up after one video or after one digital twin. Test out a lot of different things and see what works for you. And I think just really spend some time to play around the product. And, AI is really only as good as the person using it. And I'll fully own up to that. And so there's just a lot of testing that needs to be done with it.
Yeah, testing is like a regular marketing secret. So when the guys are asking you what is the secret sauce, you're telling you need to test, and people usually upset because they wanted some secret sauce, magic button, etc. And that's an issue. Definitely, I understand what you're talking about. Small issue that AI can fix. For example, when you go to read reviews on my Udemy courses, it's usually like 5-star great content, and sometimes like 1 star, this Eastern European accent, I don't like it. So another big thing that I love in AI technology, in AI video production, that you can fix the issues of accent. And definitely I'm learning English all my life, but it won't be American, unfortunately. And with AI, I can be American. So this is another big deal, and definitely that makes the life more easier. Did you have some similar feedback about accents? How not native speaker are using HeyGen to make their life easier?
It's interesting because with accents in particular, it's really hard to nail with AI, right? And like a lot of the features like voice mirroring, I think accents also kind of like we kind of subtract away from the accents once you have voice mirroring in the mix, because whoever's speaking it, we're essentially copying their intonation, their emotion, their tone. So that's something that the product team is working on and thinking through right now. But I do think that, with accents in particular, it's a little bit harder to nail exactly like how you sound.
Yeah. If you talk about one of the biggest, I can say not issues, but like specifics of AI, it's like in delivery of the last kilometer. The same is in AI, you can get like video which you can rank 8 from 10. So you are getting 8 from 10, but we are marketers. You are a marketer, I'm a marketer, and you want to get the perfect video. And this process of getting a 9 from 10 and 10 from 10, it's really exhausting. So definitely you are working in this space. You've added gesticulation, intonation, spelling library, B-rolls, so you've added a lot of stuff. Maybe you can share best practices. Definitely, I'm not the only one marketer who came to you and say, I need from 8 to 10. And what are the best practices to get this last kilometer and get the perfect video?
Yeah, I mean, I think it really depends on what you're looking for. So it's hard for me to give like a very specific answer, but I think, a lot of times it could be around specific gestures, right? And so now HeyGen has like, gesture control.
Make peace,
and you can like have a wave, and you can be really specific about how you want your avatar to show up. And this is also why I think it's really important to create multiple input videos just so that you can get different movements and kind of tag different type of gestures. So that's definitely one trick that I think people should use more of. Another one that's pretty underutilized, I would say, is adding the pause to the script. And I think that one is like, / command that you can type directly into the script, and you can add a pause. And it just like helps because sometimes with AI, it doesn't copy exactly how you talk, right? So sometimes you can talk slower, sometimes you take a longer pause, sometimes you take a shorter pause. And I think pauses actually make or break some videos because if it's just constant, like on beat type of talk track, it's just a little less real than how we humans actually talk on a day-to-day. And so I think adding pauses is a really, really neat trick to almost like game the system a little bit because you have control over these finer details that a lot of other tools in the market actually don't give you. And so I would say motion control, adding pauses. This is more so for like the pro users on HeyGen, I would say, but a lot of people also love tweaking with their own voice. Because there's so many levers that you can pull to kind of control how your voice sounds. It's a little bit too complex, I would say, for beginners. So I wouldn't recommend doing that right away. But, once you start using HeyGen a little bit more, that's when you can get a little bit more creative with your specific voice, and you can change different type of levers and intonation to really get the voice that you want. And that sounds most like you. So yeah, I would say it's hard to say exactly what the best tips are depending on your problem and how to get it from 80% to 100. But those 3 tips are probably the top ones I would share.
Yeah. If we talk about use cases and maybe success stories, I was sharing in your community like my 10x use case when it's really all video production complex that we've built with HeyGen, with Gamma, with other tools gave me like 10x productivity with video production. We talked with you about the case study of a pharmaceutical guy who is like 45x cheaper, 8x faster. What digits did you get from your clients? So you definitely have something average. For example, when we started teaching AI on our domestic Ukrainian market, we asked students in average, like 100 students, how many time you can save with AI. We've got like 30 hours per week, 10 hours per week. We've got magic digit 15.5. Do you have this magic digit for HeyGen? So how much time did you save for your customers?
Yeah, I mean, I would say in terms of the metrics, I think time to first video or time to video is really key, and it's a pretty leading indicator. It's pretty table stakes also at this point. Obviously cost saving as well, and just the output of the videos. So I would say those are probably the leading indicators, and obviously the lagging indicators are actual like engagement of the video, right? So for leading indicators, we have companies like Miro and Workday, who actually increased their video production speed by 10x, so similar to you, and they increased video output by 5x. And then we have companies like Worth Group, who actually decreased their localization costs by 80%. So I think those are all like leading indicators that you can feel immediately when you're creating the videos. But one of the questions I get asked a lot is like, do AI videos affect or impact the engagement at all? And that's a question I get asked by like my peers, by prospects, even my friends who are just really curious about the AI video space. And the answer is yes, right? And like it really depends on the audience and the market. But for example, Coursera, they actually increased their engagement by over 40%, and they increased watch time by over, I think, 25 or 30%.
It's role play or what feature? What did they add from HeyGen?
Just generally like the videos that they're creating through HeyGen. And so like engagement itself just increased a lot. And I think the reason why is because you're able to create a lot more videos. And I think from an algorithm perspective, right? If you think about YouTube, if you think about LinkedIn, like all these channels actually give you more weight if you're creating more videos. And that's just how their algorithm works. And so I think that's part of it. But also people can't really tell the difference nowadays between AI generated avatars versus real humans. So you don't have people, so you don't actually have people like saying, oh, this is definitely fake, because they think it's real. And I think that's the general feedback that we get a lot these days of, I don't even mention it because people just think it's me. Like I'm creating this video on the beach, like drinking margarita, but I'm sending this newsletter to all my clients or customers. So it's really interesting to kind of see just the value of AI video, not necessarily just for time saving and scale, but really for engagement as well at the end of the day.
Yeah, I love the case study of another my Ukrainian mate, replied to your founder, Oleg Belazor. He created a TikTok channel. And when I talk about HeyGen with students, for education, for like adaptation program, it's okay, but it can't create like something viral. But Oleg created in B2B, in SaaS, TikTok channel, which was like, I don't remember, like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, millions of views, and it's just AI avatar. So it can work. So definitely it can work. Maybe you have tips of what can make social media content that you create with AI avatar more engaging and to make TikTok love it?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I mean, I think with avatars, any talking head video is really great because people want to see a face and personality to the video. obviously incorporating some B-roll is awesome. And that's really why we integrated with VO3 and also Sora. And that's actually one of the most sought after features, I would say, because now you can create really amazing B-roll. And it's not just like you have to be on the face to camera the entire time. The other thing too is—
But deck is also good. So you can, you've already integrated with Gamma, or you are planning to integrate with Gamma?
Oh no, not Gamma, Sora and VO3.
Yeah, but the same as like you are pushing B-rolls, you can push slides, so you can make integration of Gamma, get the slide, and it can be the next game changer.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we're definitely, strengthening and really doubling down on our ecosystem in general. And so I think like as we think about HeyGen's moat, it's the product, the technology, but also the ecosystem that we want to build. So these integrations are really, really critical to us, and our users think highly of the different integrations because that way it fits into their overall workflows as well.
What are the top 10 most popular integrations inside HeyGen?
Top
5.
Yeah. So we integrate, so Canva is a really important one, HubSpot, which I talked about earlier. We also integrate with like Adobe Express, ChatGPT. We also integrate with like distribution platforms.
What is your main recommendation for people who are just starting using AI avatars? Like top 3, and it will be maybe the final question for us today.
Yeah, I mean, I would say my recommendation is really just try it, right? Like HeyGen, we have a free plan, and it's really easy to, like with no strings attached, to just really try it. I've had customers who tried it by sending like a happy birthday video to their mom, and just like some more personal use cases.
But you still don't have like your personal avatar in free plan, or you have?
You do.
One personal avatar in plan.
I believe so. Yeah. But you do get access to
I remember
avatars.
that it was after that you took it away, and it's right now it's come back, yeah?
I mean, it's not studio avatars, but it's instant avatars.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, don't quote me on that because I think pricing may have changed.
Yeah.
But, so, I mean, I think it's really important to just try the product for, your personal use case, just to see how it works. I have a lot of customers too who tell me that, they work at an enterprise company, right? That really cares about security and compliance, but they just signed up using one of the personal accounts just to see how it works. And then they create videos to then prove to their managers, legal, finance, like this is why we need to get it. So there's just a lot of different ways that you can approach it. But I mean, you just need to get your hands dirty, try it out, and nothing can really replace that at the end of the day.
Yeah. Holly, I'm really excited that you was here today with us. Thank you for your job. Thank you for a great tool. Guys, it was GenAI Revolution podcast. Don't forget to put like, subscribe to this channel. And if you want to learn how to use AI avatars, don't forget to go to Udemy, type in HeyGen, and you will see our course number 1 in the category. So thank you that you was with us today, and have a great day, and wait for the next episode of GenAI Revolution podcast.